Hello and welcome back to Big Blue News. I'm Abe.
And now I'm Max. Today we have some great stories coming from our classmates here at Big Blue News.
Our first story comes from Hafeedh Sutunbo talking about the parking situation at SHS.
At the beginning of every school year, Swampscott High School announces there are parking passes available. During the school year, many people and students have been able to park in the parking lot. Those that don't get a pass search for a spot outside of the school lot.
So the parking passes are actually determined by the town of Swampscott. They determine the cost, and then they tell us how much to sell them for. So we actually are like the middle people in this operation, just exchanging the passes and collecting money for the town. So the parking passes, so this lot back here, this is the senior center lot, and it's supposed to be designated all day long for seniors. And so they want to make sure that students or other town residents are not illegally parked. And then obviously that parking lot way back there is for students. So there was an agreement when this building was built with the town and local people who live around here that this would be like a park and that the town could use this. But what the town doesn't want are like local residents parking here overnight and using this space as like an extended driveway. So we need to sell passes, or the town needs to sell passes, so when the police come through, they can mark and see who's legally here or illegally here and remove cars. So that's why we have to have passes. Very similar to like the beach parking of why they sell passes down by the beach.
Many different groups were involved in the development of the parking system, including Swampscott High School, the Senior Center, and the residents of Swampscott. For those students who are lucky to have cars, the system seems to work well for them.
So we opened it up for 12th grade students first, and it was a first come, first serve, whoever turned the paperwork in first. And this year we have more 12th grade drivers than we've had in the past, so I'm almost positive those cars out there are only 12th grade students, but I'm not 100% sure. So very similar to the second question that you asked me, there's like a lot of like city or town design that goes into this. So the idea would be we don't want local residents parking here overnight and just leaving vehicles here. And then it also helps reduce traffic on Essex Street, if you think about it, because students or teachers who know that they have reserved parking could come in the main entrance and drive around, and you don't have to feel like you have to rush, speed, drive aggressively to like get the last spot. But then when people start parking illegally, then you come in here and then someone's in your spot, so then you take someone else's spot, and then that person takes another spot, and then all of a sudden it becomes chaos, because then cars, you get like the gridlock traffic and people are trying to back up, and it becomes a safety concern too.
I don't know about you, X, but I got my parking pass as soon as possible.
Yeah, me as well. I didn't want to miss the opportunity, because where else would we be parking? Up next, Dylan Dubiel talks about how the SHS football team prepares for their upcoming games.
A lot of people don't know what goes on to prepare for a high school football game. Players engage in intense and physical workouts, day in and day out. Senior captain Xaviah Bascon explains his process to help contribute to the team's success.
It all starts with the coaching too. They're excited. They're just like, seems like they're strapping up, getting ready to play a football game themselves. They're all pumped up. Team just tries to stay amped up. We want to go out there, have more energy than the other team. And that's kind of just the goal, just be energetic, stay up, and it's just got to get us through the whole game, come up with a win. Coach Bush, our defensive coordinator, he gets us going early in the week, usually the day after the game, already starts sending us film. We prepare from there, and every day we just attack it, same attitude.
High school football is not easy. Freshman linebacker Luke Siriani attends practice Monday through Friday.
High school football is different from youth football because in youth football we did a lot of contact and focus on tackling and stuff, and we did a lot of hitting drills. And in high school football we do a lot of running through the plays and more technique stuff. Freshmen helped this team's success by running Luke squad for the varsity, and it gets us reps for our JV game. The energy on game day is very hype because all the captains hype everyone up, and it's also very exciting to watch the game too, because we have to call the pass run call.
Xaviah Bascon and Luke Siriani's mental and physical preparedness seems to be working. Swampscott is eyeing a championship run this season.
Yeah, being a part of that team, looking very well. Like in practice just starts it all off. Puts us in a great position to succeed.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the behind the scenes of what you guys do in practice. Our next story comes from Xaviah Bascon talking about Chris Faragamo's injury from a recent football game.
During a recent Swampscott High School Friday night blowout football game, tragedy occurs. A Gloucester player awkwardly lands on the right leg of Chris Faragamo, later leading him to the hospital to be diagnosed with a broken tibia and fibula. Chris, in the shock of the moment, takes us back to explain his wild emotions that he had faced.
It was a crazy feeling, something that I really never experienced before. It was just crazy.
Chris, through the adversity, still has plans of coming back for his senior season better than ever.
Once I get better, once I'm able to walk, once I'm able to run, probably just start hitting the field every day, just trying to get better, back to where I was and a little bit further.
Chris is still planning to make an impact on his football team. It may not be making an impact on the field, but he plans on impacting the team in other ways.
I couldn't even imagine experiencing an injury like that.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, I don't even know what he had to go through completely. He just told us the general parts of it. It's insane. This next story comes from Rafa Pashkov talking about the new furniture added to the library.
The Swampscott High School Library has received new cool furniture. Miss Wilbur, the Swampscott High School librarian, got several new high tabletops for the library, which will be the first thing you see after entering.
So part of the new furniture we have in the Library Innovation and Technology Center are these high top tables to modernize the library, make it look more like a cafe, so students can come in, a full class can come in and use the space, charge their devices, and do collaborative work.
Ms. Wilbur also purchased new couches and a touchscreen TV which can be used by full classes.
We have a new space in the library that's a flexible classroom space, and all this furniture is movable. Benches, seats, rockers, so we can have a classroom back here. We have a new 96-inch touchscreen panel that teachers can use to facilitate classroom and collaboration with our students. We're hopeful that this brings more productivity to the space and allows some interesting lessons for the teachers, from video to collaborative work on the board that they can do during school day.
Overall, the new furniture makes the library more comfortable for students and provides more places where they can meet and do their work.
Yeah, have you been up there yet?
I haven't actually used the library furniture yet, but I maybe plan on going there during X-Block.
Yeah, it's a very nice place.
Our next story is from Luke Siriani talking about how freshmen like the high school.
Freshmen are excited to be here with the strange year we had last year. Nick Daniloff loves the freedom of being in high school, but it's slightly mixed for him.
My favorite part about being in high school is that you can go outside and eat lunch, and you can use your phones a lot more than in the middle school. I liked lunch better in the middle school because we got to go outside and play basketball with all of our friends and everybody.
Joseph Moreno misses some of the teachers at the middle school, but loves the longer periods at the high school so he can get all his work done.
I miss some of the teachers because they were nice and didn't give out that much homework. You get a lot more freedom in high school than you do in middle school. You can go outside and eat lunch, it's just a lot better. You get more time in classes to get your schoolwork done so you don't have homework, and it's a positive, good stuff.
Joseph and Nick have had good experiences at the high school and overall liked it, and hopefully other freshmen have as well.
Coming up to the high school is just such a new thing. I remember when I came up and I just thought it was a whole new space, whole new area. I thought it was just so much cooler than the middle school.
Yeah, I remember it was kind of hard trying to find my way around the building, but now I've kind of gotten used to it.
Our final story comes from Alejandro Haven interviewing teachers about the website blocks on the computers.
At Swampscott High School, the Chromebooks seem to be blocking everything. When students are searching for something for a project, they can't get into the site since it's blocked. Carrie O'Donnell, Swampscott's public schools assistant for technical support, is going to explain why there are so many blocked sites. Why do the Chromebooks have so many blocked sites?
Well, I can't speak to so many block sites. That feels a little bit large, but I can say that we do receive E-rate funding. So this is federal funding to purchase technology in our infrastructure. And there are laws in place that we need to have content filtering on any student device because we're accepting those funds.
The amount of blockage for the site seems to be increasing. Students want to know if this will change.
So currently we have a lot of systems in place to reduce the blocking if it's appropriate. So there are some sites that are blocked because they are not appropriate based on different laws, so we can't actually have them unblocked, like TikTok or Facebook, so we can't unblock those. There are others that if a teacher thinks it's appropriate educationally and or a student thinks it's appropriate educationally, that they can submit a request and we unblock it for them.
Although block sites can be frustrating, it could also be safer to use since, say, like if you went to a site that had a virus on it, it could be blocked and that could have just saved you from your computer having a virus.
Yeah, you know, with the computer blocks, I've come across it quite frequently, so.
Yeah, it's always hard when I'm trying to study and there's just a block and I can't really. Before we end this episode, we have a new segment at Big Blue News called Andrew's Review. Let's take a look.
Hi, welcome to Andrew's Review, a new segment on Big Blue News. Today, we are talking about the new hit film, Dune. Dune is about Paul Atreides, played by Timothée Chalamet, a brilliant and gifted young man born into a great destiny beyond his understanding. He must travel to the most dangerous planet in the universe to ensure the future of his family and his people. The film's graphics and scenery are great and are very Star Wars-like. Every cast member in this movie does an amazing job. This film is only the first part of the book, and a sequel is on the way. In my opinion, most people will find this movie boring because it's more dialogue-based than action-based. I totally recommend this film if you like old sci-fi movies. I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. See you guys next episode. Bye.
That's all the time we have for today. Make sure to like and subscribe.
And make sure to hit the bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.